World records are there to be broken, but when the same athlete manages to break them again,
and it is a new world record,
and again,
she has smashed the world record,
and again,
we may never see her like again, and we should savour every single second of this.
These are the moments that have defined Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone as a genuine once-in-a-generation talent. Let's relive them, and as we do, make sure to drop a like, comment your favourite moment, and subscribe to the World Athletics YouTube channel for more videos like this. The world first saw Sydney truly rise at the 2019 World Athletics Championships in Doha. Despite her young age, this wasn't her first time on a major global stage. At just 16 years old, she qualified to represent the United States at the Olympic Games in Rio, the youngest to do so in over 44 years. Back then, she just missed out on the final, while her teammate Dalilah Muhammad went on to win the Olympic gold. In Doha, they would both line up in the final, and both make headlines of their own.
What a privilege to be here in Doha and witness a lineup of this quality. Sprunger's gone out hard on the outside, so too has Dalilah Muhammad, and Sydney McLaughlin already up on Clayton. It's the two Americans at the moment, but which one has saved enough? That's Muhammad. Looks so smooth as she closed down on Hainover outsider. Little stutter there from McLaughlin. Remember to watch the clock here. It might take something very, very special to take this title. Lovely bend from Dalilah Muhammad, but can she hang on? McLaughlin's beginning to close. The Olympic champion, the world record holder, has the edge. Has the youngster got enough in the tank in the closing stages? It's getting tight, but remember, Muhammad's never won this title. Twice she's finished second. Muhammad on the line, and it's a new world record.
Sydney watched a world record fall just inches in front of her. She only missed it by a few hundredths of a second. That night, a fire was lit. The belief that she could do the same. And 2 years later, that fire had shifted everything. By the time of the Tokyo Olympics, the world record no longer belonged to Dalilah Muhammad. It belonged to Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone. She'd claimed it just weeks earlier at the US Olympic trials, clocking a time of 51.90, the first woman ever to run sub 52 over the 400 metre hurdles. The Tokyo final was stacked, with Dalilah Muhammad and Dutch talent Femke amongst those in the starting blocks. Starting pistol fired, the three battled fiercely at the front of the race. But it was Sydney who would come out ahead to claim the gold, and in the process shaved even more off of her world record. It's clear that her fire for excellence was now thriving, and if anything could fuel it even more, it would be a world championship title on home soil. Let's be honest, Sydney no longer needed to write her name into history, but breaking a world record for a third time would truly cement her place as one of the greatest athletes of all time. Doing it in front of a home crowd, that would be the cherry on top.
From the USA,
the Olympic champion, the world record holder. This is the only title she doesn't own.
Set.
McLaughlin goes in lane 5. Ball just inside her, and McLaughlin pulling away from the Dutch woman. Remember, they're both undefeated this season, and we've got Muhammad going fast on the outside, already past Woodruff and closing down on Rizakova. McLaughlin's gone storming past Dalilah Muhammad. Femke trying to get in the mix for a podium finish, but this is about McLaughlin, and it's about the clock. Remember, they are the three fastest we've ever seen, and McLaughlin is in front by miles. Watch the clock. 51.41 is the world record. This is utterly staggering. Take a moment to savour this. We're watching a once-in-a-generation athlete performing at the peak of her powers, and it is a new world record. Femke takes the silver, Dalilah Muhammad the bronze. People in the stadium are on their feet. They're stunned. They're utterly stunned. And so is she. We knew she had a chance to break the world record, but to absolutely obliterate it is extraordinary. We may never see her like again, and we should savour every single second of this. Sydney McLaughlin goes down in history as one of the all-time great athletes of any event, over any distance.
I'm just beyond grateful. All the glory goes to God. Honestly, I wouldn't be here without him. That wouldn't have happened without him. I have such an amazing support system and team here, and it takes a village. For my whole family, for my whole team, this is just a win, and I'm just so grateful to be able to be a part of this process with them. I just wanted to execute the cleanest race I could. And I knew in doing so we would be able to go under 51. That was my goal. I wasn't focused on any other lane, anything else. I just wanted to execute my race cleanly, and I think that was why we got the result we got today.
Unfortunately, in 2023, injury left Sydney unable to defend her title. That year, it was Femke who would dominate the track. At the London Diamond League, she clocked 51.45, the second fastest time in history, before going on to claim her first World Championship gold in Budapest. Then came 2024. The Olympics returned, and so did Sydney. Paris set the stage for the two fastest women in history to battle it out for gold once more, with both women being the only two ever to join the sub-51 club. The world knew this would be a race like no other. Gunfired and the final unfolding, it was Sydney who would surge ahead in the last 100 metres, securing another Olympic gold and rewriting her own world record once again. Ball, although disappointed to take the bronze behind US athlete Anna Cockrell, continued her consistency as one of the top athletes in the sport. Having done it all in the 400 metre hurdles, 2025 marked the start of a new journey for Sydney. She removed those hurdles from her run and stepped into the world of the 400 metres flat. The anticipation surrounding her performance at the World Athletics Championships in Tokyo was enormous. Questions, predictions, debates flooded the news and social media, but it wouldn't take long for Sydney to deliver her statement. In the semi-finals, she smashed the American record, originally set by US legend Sanya Richard-Ross exactly 21 years earlier. It was the 7th fastest time in history. Sydney wasn't here to play, but neither were any of the other women that lined up besides her in the final. Amongst them, defending world champion, Olympic champion, and 4th fastest of all time, Marilady Paulino. And just 2 lanes over, Salwa Eid Nasser, 2019 world champion and 3rd fastest in history. Wow, Tokyo had set the stage for one of the fastest 400 metre finals ever assembled.
We might be about to see something that hasn't happened for 4 decades. This is a massive final. The world record might have to go for the gold medalist. There's a huge roar from the crowd. This women's 400 metre final could be an absolute epic. Can Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone repeat the heroics in the semi-final? She's up onto the shoulder of the world indoor champion. She's floating down the back straight. But Paulino, the Olympic champion, is on the outside. Bukowiecka not beaten yet. McLaughlin-Levrone round this second bend. Watch the clock. They could go under 48 here. The 3 main protagonists are right there. McLaughlin-Levrone trying to go for an unprecedented gold medal over the 4 flat. And she's got the edge. But Paulino's coming back. She's not beaten yet. This is so close. McLaughlin-Levrone for history. She's driving for the line, and she's done it! 47.80. No woman has run this fast for 40 years. We know she's great over the barriers, but now McLaughlin-Levrone has elevated herself to position as one of the all-time greats. It's the 2nd fastest time in history for the hurdle specialist. People questioned whether swapping to the 4 flat was the right move, and she has answered all those questions and then some. One of the best 400 races we have ever seen.
Yeah, it definitely was a challenging race, really great competition. Just had to focus on myself, run my race, and trust all the training that we've put in. So really grateful for the results. You know, my coach loves boxing terms, and he said, you got to go take the belt. It's not yours. You got to go earn it. And that's what we wanted to do today. So there was a lot of doubt from a lot of people, I think, for me coming into this event. But I just had to trust myself, trust the Lord, and trust my team. I think records come when they're supposed to. It's really just about executing and trusting the process, and I think for us, my coach does a really great job of making sure we're ready when it matters most. But ultimately, I'm just grateful to God for being healthy, being able to come out here and compete, represent my country, and to walk away with this title in an event that's not mine. I'll take it.
In 2026, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone turns the page once again, beginning perhaps her biggest chapter yet. Not one defined by medals, but defined by moments even more meaningful. Motherhood. Even as she steps away from the track, her impact continues to resonate throughout the athletics world, recognised with yet another nomination for the Laureus World Sports Awards, this time celebrating her accomplishments of 2025. As we look ahead to the LA 2028 Olympics, the question naturally lingers. If she returns, which version of Sydney will step back onto the track? The 400 metres hurdler, the 400 metres sprinter, or perhaps something entirely new? It's a chapter still yet to be written, but however she chooses to write it, we can't wait to watch it unfold.